Hello everyone, this is David Bird, aka Hated Fate of Enraged Troll Gaming. This is for all my friends and family who really put it out there, really wanted me to do a video of my recent game development class. This is my level design, it's called Haunted Treasure, and the object was I had to first start with this. It's called a one-page document. And I have to create a level by creating the picture first. And as you can see, this is basically what it looks like. It has components like where the player will start right here, the objectives 1 and 2, and buildings and outlying terrain, mountains, water, pathways. The level is called Haunted Treasure, and this is the basic flow of the level. Fly through at night of the outside grounds of abandoned motel and diner. You have heard rumors of a treasure hidden in the old desert motel, so you have to go check it out. You go to a place where the rumor is said to start, which is the bathroom stall in the diner. You find that the hunt begins with a clue, and you search to begin the quest. The object is to get your 2 items and a key to begin digging the site. There is a crowbar next to a couple of burning husks of cars. It could be useful. Looking around, you find that there is wood barricaded door into one of the wooden motel rooms, and try your luck. Using the crowbar, you clear the debris and go inside. An eerily sounding radio is playing, but you quickly spot a key sitting on the dusty dresser and decide to leave right quick. What could the key go to? You venture around the grounds and come to find yourself nearing half a decrepit outbuilding with the barn-style doors chained and padlocked. You use the key to get inside, and inside is a shovel, splintered and broken, but a shovel nonetheless. Under the shovel, you see an etching in the side of the workbench the shovel is leaning against that states that go to where the dirt is fertile under the 3 leafy hags and dig in their bosom to find what you seek. Scratching your head, you wander around until you find something that could be described as 3 leafy hags. It turns out to be the trees to the rear of the motel property. You begin to dig inside their center. A few seconds later, after you begin digging, the camera starts zooming around in a circle. As it pulls away, the lights go out and a glowing spirit rushes from the hole. Now, I can tell you right now that this is not how it ends. This is just the document. It's the rough outline. And I am about to show you the blackout pictures. This is the next step after this thing, the one-page game design document. And blackout is basically where you can play the game, and as you can see, it's the next screen. Everything is blacked out. You can't really do anything. All you see is white and some minor details, but it's just a rough layout marking where everything is going to be at. And all of this was built by me. It took probably about 30 hours to do it all. The next level, which is the beginning of the polish, and that is called the core. You can also play this. As you see, I'm showing you all the same, roughly same perspectives. And I included the title screen, which is the overall UI. And this is roughly the story. When I go into the actual game, I'll show you the story. And you can see you can see it coming together now. It's not white anymore. You can see where things are at. You can see things that are missing, things that I have taken out or have added, and have changed to actually take on the appearance that it's going to take. And it slowly takes on its form. Now, the game itself took me a little over 120 hours to make, and between the 3 screens, it took me 355 components to make it. That's not counting sounds and like colliders and all the components to each item. That's just the physical item that it is, like the tree. That's not counting the physics to the tree or the sound that the tree would make or anything like that. So let's begin. Haunted Treasure. The legend. The legend has it that the pirate of rising renown was fleeing from the World Elite Navy and crash landed and was now the location of the Pallet Inn and the Tipsy Cauldron Diner. And in a final desperate attempt to elude his pursuers, he buried his treasure worth a king's ransom. Despite the inability to properly mark his coordinates, he was able to keep a mental note with the use of where he buried his precious cargo so that he would be able to return one day and retrieve it. Unfortunately for our fleeing pirate, he made a foolish mistake. After he left the treasure, he returned to the sea and sailed right into the waiting clutches of WEM. After many hours valiantly fighting, his ship was ultimately destroyed. His crew was imprisoned and he was slain. His bones rest with his ship at the bottom of Davy Jones' locker. Almost. He passed, never being able to return to take back his treasure. But locals and patrons of the inn and diner complain of weird things happening. Ghoulish sounds coming from over by the water, and the sound of a whispered moans of a man robbed of his destiny. His treasure sits nearly undisturbed for nearly a millennium, ready to be found and taken. Do you have what it takes, adventurer? Follow the whispered clues. Perhaps you can set his soul free and become rich in the process. Good luck, matey. To move, WASD. And shift to run, and E to interact with the items. Right mouse click, left to right, up or down, move the camera angle, and let's begin. Start the game, and this is my final level. I got a 61 on it, unfortunately, because I had a couple of things missing, but I still ultimately passed the class. I had a 75.18 overall. This is my opening cinematic. It's slow. It just takes you around the ground so you can see it. Everything you see is either fabricated by me or I have gotten it off of the asset store, which is things that you can use in your game. And for the purposes of just making a quick level, which I ultimately put a little over 120 hours in to make it, we were encouraged to go onto the asset store and get things off the asset store. But things like the smoke right here, that was something that I made myself. I fabricated this whole building by myself, minus the textures. The textures I put in myself. Now, first before I actually do the objective and run around and actually do what you're supposed to do with the level, I'm going to show you some of the things that I added to it to make the feel more deserty. And I wanted it to be a night sky with fog, like it's a fogged over desert scene. I was unable to do the fog because every time I did the fog, it would completely gray out my screen. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Now, as far as the mountains took a while. I had to build them all up. It relatively easy task, but it was getting them all colored in was what the hard part, because I had all the little nooks and crannies I had to color in. But I had time to do it all. I got it all done, and I'm not supposed to be able to be able to run off the map. So that's why the road is higher than this. So this was supposed to say Pallet Inn and Leaky Cauldron or Tipsy Cauldron, and it did not get put on there because I was not able to figure out how to do it yet. I added random sounds. It's supposed to be a haunted abandoned motel and diner, so let me know what you think. And as far as the sounds, here comes the first one. Now for that one, I wanted to have a small, like, kids playing sound, but it wouldn't let me have it. I couldn't find a sound that would do that, or even creaking, like chains rattling in the wind sound. So I settled with like a parent lost their child kind of sound. Now this one is fairly straightforward. People are going to be looking for it, but there's really none there. It's just you walk into it, you startle the snake, and it rattles. Here's my next one. I tried finding all desert sounds, and including this one right here. Direct water. I don't know where my water is. This is all supposed to be ocean. I don't know where that went. That's not supposed to be like that. That is a mistake. But all of my doors are locked, or should be, and I shouldn't be able to get into them. And everyone that I have tells me I need to get something. Yes, this door's open. I pressed E. I can't get it open, or it's locked. I can't get in. And let's go and start with the objective. Let's get our objective started. First, I have to collect my crowbar. I have to find a crowbar, and then now it tells me right here that I have my crowbar. And I need to find my key using my crowbar. Not everything that was added in the story was added to it. Like right here, it was supposed to be rubble covered door. I wasn't able to get the rubble covered door, but I did it anyway. I got this. It's supposed to look haunted. Everything's supposed to be moved around, thrown up against the wall, etc., etc. And when you walk into the room, you're going to hear quite a few noises, so it's supposed to sound haunted. So, 1 second. Alright, I have my key, so that I can get into the next place. You can see that I have the key right there. You have to run across the building, or run across the back area. And there's a few sounds over here too that I want to show you. And I'm also going to show you the Easter egg. I'm really proud of this. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get this to work. And I think I did fairly well for the time that I had. But I will show you the diner too. Which, everything is supposed to be haunted. I'm not supposed to get into it. Okay, now I'm going to get my shovel. Go to where the gnarled triplets keep a watchful eye, twixt their withered bosom, under their shedding tresses, dig for me treasure. I'm not going to go right there yet. It just shows that I have my shovel. Now, I wanted this part right here. Every cartoon, every noise had a reason for it. And this one, because I am such a kid at heart, I liked noises in cartoons. And this one, most common noise you heard around garbage cans. A cat screaming in fear. So, I thought that was fairly fun. Now this room, this is the haunted diner, and the diner that is where you're supposed to start out, but I wasn't able to start it. This was one of the last things I did. You're not supposed to get back there, but unfortunately for me, Jamie decided to break my game and get past it by doing one of these kind of things and walking past it and getting back there. I really didn't want people to be able to get back here, but we have poison being poured in there. We have meat being thrown down. You're not supposed to walk through the table. I need to add a collider to it. We have the dirty dishes, and we have the fire, which I made. There's another fire up here, which you can hear. And there's also this sound right here. Knives sharpening. But the final objective is you run over here to where the three gnarled triplets stand guard. That'd be these three right here. Now, just about every culture, there's a superstition of if you hear a crow or a raven, then it's a bad omen. Well, according to the story, you start digging and then an end cinematic happens. Well, I wasn't able to do the end cinematic. I ran out of time, but I have credits in there, and I'm not gonna read all the credits because there's quite a few credits. But you come over here and you find the treasure trunk right here. It's hidden, and you interact with it, and the game ends. And here's all the credits. There's quite a few. All the sounds added, all the images used, all the assets I used. And there's also, at the bottom, there's supposed to be fonts and software, hardware I used. And then there's also supposed to be people that helped me along the way. I'd like to give mad props to Joe Britnell, Ron Bressett, Aaron Billups, Jamie Bird, and Mr. Moronsky, who was my teacher this month. Without them, I would not have been able to do this. But I have Live Another Day, which resets the whole level. You start all over again. You keep playing. Or Turn Tail and Run, which flee player, you don't get me treasure. End of the game. So that's the end of my game. Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.